what's happening April the 20th? On April the 20th, the Homeland Security Secretary and the Secretary of Defense are to report back to the president because on day one, on January the 20th, when he was sworn in, he signed an executive order stating to report back to him in 90 days pertaining to the southern border because he declared a state of emergency at the southern border. Now, you got some folks saying, oh, it's the martial law and the Insurrection Act of 1807 are the same. They're not. Martial law. Martial law, this refers to the replacement of civilian government with military authority. Civil liberties such as freedom of speech and the right to a fair trial may be suspended. It is typically declared during extreme emergencies such as natural disasters, invasions, or widespread civil unrest. Under martial law, military commanders assume control over civilian governance and legal processes. That's martial law. The Insurrection Act, or the Insurrection Act of 1807, this is a federal law that allows the president to deploy the military or federalize the National Guard to suppress insurrections, domestic violence, or other disturbances that obstruct the enforcement of U.S. laws. Unlike martial law, the Insurrection Act does not suspend civil liberties or civilian governance. It is used to restore order while maintaining the existing legal framework. The act has been invoked in specific instances, such as during the 1992 Los Angeles riots. So see, they're not the same. But we're not dealing with a typical president. But I wouldn't worry too much. The key difference lies in their scope and impact. Martial law involves a complete takeover by the military, while the Insurrection Act is a tool to assist in law enforcement without replacing civilian authority. Once again, I wouldn't worry too much. So you see, they're not the same. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and martial law are two different laws, or two different entities altogether. But as I said, we're not dealing with the typical president. So we just wait and see what happened on April the 20th. I know it's, I think April the 20th is Easter, and April the 20th is, other things. But I wouldn't worry too much about that one.